Hello, friends. Today we're diving into a topic that I think almost all of us have experienced at one point or another: emotional dysregulation. You know those moments when you completely lose it or react in a way that you later regret? That's emotional dysregulation in action, when your emotions feel bigger than you and your reactions take over before your thinking brain can catch up. It's not just a personal flaw. Emotional dysregulation can stem from a variety of factors: trauma, ADHD, or simply not being taught how to manage strong emotions as a child. And while therapy, like cognitive behavioral therapy, is a fantastic tool, today I want to explore some other ways to understand and manage these impulsive reactions. We've all seen dramatic examples in the public eye. Who could forget Will Smith at the Oscars a few years ago? When Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's hair, Will initially laughed, but then he noticed that his wife wasn't amused and something shifted. Suddenly, his emotions were dysregulated, and he stormed on stage, hitting Chris Rock. One moment calm, the next explosive. That's emotional dysregulation in real time. A sudden, overwhelming shift in emotional control. And it's not just celebrities. You may have seen something similar online, something called flouncing. Flouncing is when someone leaves an online group or thread in an exaggerated, attention-seeking way, storming out virtually, and hoping everyone notices they're upset. In real life, someone might chase after you and say, "Don't leave, let's talk this out." Online, though, it's often met with indifference. A dramatic exit becomes an ineffectual way to handle conflict, and it highlights how our digital interactions amplify impulsive behavior. Psychologists even measure something called the need for drama, a personality trait tied to impulsivity. People high on this scale tend to manipulate, gossip, and react strongly when they feel like victims. Drama, in this sense, isn't just annoying. It's a signal that someone's social and emotional skills may need support. And in our hyper-connected world, where attention is constant and feedback is immediate, this need for drama can easily take over. So why does our brain do this? Neuroscience shows that these reactions are rooted in our stress response. Conflict triggers the brain to perceive harm, whether real or imagined, and it switches into fight or flight mode. Suddenly our impulse to act outweighs our ability to think. That's why small slights or even online disagreements can feel huge. Your brain is doing what it's wired to do, even if the reaction feels disproportionate. The good news is that we can learn to respond differently. One powerful tool is the STOPP method, a 5-step process that combines elements of cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, dialectical behavior therapy, and mindfulness. Here's how it works. S. Stop. Pause before reacting. T. Take a breath. Ground yourself in the present moment. O. Observe. Notice your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations. P. Pull back and get perspective. Step back and see the bigger picture, and ask yourself, what's another way to view this? And the final P is practice what works. Decide how to respond in a way that aligns with your values and benefits you and others. This method helps short-circuit the automatic and impulsive reactions that emotional dysregulation triggers. And it's not just about technique. It's also about building psychological flexibility. As Dr. Marissa Berman explains, self-awareness is central here. You first have to understand your current habits and reactions before you can intentionally change them. Mindfulness is another tool that pairs beautifully with this. By practicing awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations, we can notice the early signs of dysregulation before they escalate. Mindfulness also allows us to tolerate emotional discomfort instead of reacting to it, which is especially powerful when we feel triggered online or in real life. Ultimately, emotional dysregulation is both a biological response and a social challenge. Whether it's flouncing in a forum or storming out of a room, or reactive impulsively to a perceived slight, it can hurt our relationships, our reputations, and our own sense of calm. But by understanding why it happens and practicing strategies like STOPP, mindfulness, and psychological flexibility, we gain control over our reactions. We can choose to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully instead of being swept away by impulse. So the next time you feel that surge of emotion, the anger, the hurt, the frustration, ask yourself, will I react on autopilot, or will I pause, breathe, and consider my response? It's not easy, and it won't always be perfect, but every conscious choice you make builds your ability to regulate, respond, and navigate life with more clarity and calm. And that's it for this week's short dose of wonder. Next week, I'll be returning to mental health with a lighter topic: why it's okay to be a bit obsessed with your favorite fictional character. Until then, don't forget to live with a dose of wonder.